Hello, welcome back to the annotation tutorial series. We started with this annotation system, and now we have to do the interior annotations for the doors and windows. And I'll get started right away because there's a lot left to be done. We have this window in annotation, for example, and I'll keep annotating like this, and then something like this on here. I just head straight to work because there are many things that have to be discussed. It's not only placing the dimensions but also setting them up to be in centimeters and in meters, and that will take a while. Okay, I think we have for everything in here. For interior, yeah, we have. So yeah, basically we placed kind of everything. Maybe I can annotate these these as well. Let me see if I can grab middle. I can't seem to grab the middle, unfortunately. So I guess I'll make, yeah, let's see. Oh, it's 1 point something. Okay, that's it. Anyway, so let's say I annotate these. Like this. Okay. No, I don't want to grab that. The hatch is confusing, and you need to be careful not to select it. So basically, click here in the middle where it isn't any line, and you continue something like this. Something like this, and yeah, I have everything drawn. And maybe it will be useful to also mark the roof. So this will be the whole roof side, and maybe annotate this roof as well. And yeah, something like this. And I will also annotate the roof. Here it is already annotated, so yeah, kind of all the plan is ready with the dimensions. And now everything that it is under 1 meter should be selected and changed into centimeters. So I select everything that I see that it is under 1 meter and transform in centimeter dimension. Okay, that's great, but we have a bunch more to select. So yeah, we just have to. Unfortunately, I don't know if it can be made a filter um, to select based on the, let's say, length alone. If it is smaller than 1 meter, is to select me automatically. That would be great, but I guess it won't take as much. Oh, there is a little bit of problem, so I have to recreate this dimension. So I leave it as this. Okay, let me check what else is it left. This one, uh, this one, this one. What else it's left? This one. Yeah, so I'll change to centimeter dimension. Okay, here is a problem. The only thing that I don't like about dimensions in Revit is that you can annotate. Let's say I want to annotate in one shot. I cannot set a rule to annotate smaller dimensions than 1 meter to annotate them in centimeters. I have alternate units, but that shows something below 2.4 meters. It shows something underneath, but if I have something smaller than 1 meter, it doesn't show the same dimension. So I basically waste time to do a dimension and to do two types of dimensions. That's a pity. There isn't something very custom in Revit, which is a bit disappointing in my point of view. It can be made maybe a custom family, but that will take time. So unfortunately, we might have to get used to this. Okay, so we have this in centimeters. Everything I think is like in centimeters as for now, except some dimensions. Yep. Yeah, I think I have just one side with, yeah, this one only. Okay. So I think I have this one which was already marked, and I have this other one which remains in meters, but the smaller one will be set in centimeters. Okay, let's see if we have other dimensions. When, yeah, I told you about this dimension, and I'll do accordingly. So I have aligned like this. When I snap here, when at the end, and after that I click escape, click here and snap, and I have this dimension, and now I should be able to change to centimeter dimension that you created, and now I think you have the right dimensioning everywhere. So now I think it is everything set in this plan, and the same way goes for the let's say the other floor plan. Oh, I forgot to include the insulation. So you have this graphic stuff. Unfortunately, it isn't. I haven't quite found the hatch pattern to do my insulation work, so I have to draw everything manually. If the insulation width is not enough, you can change it here. This is in centimeters. So as for now, it is okay at 25 centimeters. If it isn't okay and needs to be changed, you will change the numbers. So for example, here I will click, let's say 15 or something, to do the interior partition walls, and this will be something like this, if you can see. And now you can put your insulation annotation. Unfortunately, this is a 2D aspect. There would be a workaround if you do not need this annotation so much. If you're, let's say, US based, you can also find some sort of hatch pattern, and I'll show you in the menu after I finish here. So there is a hatch pattern with hexagons, and that would be appropriate for insulation, that kind of hatch, that texture with hexagons. Okay, so let's create similar. If I am too lazy to change the type, I can just create similar and do my stuff. Create similar is the tool that saves you a lot of time if you are too lazy to change something and just want to recreate something, and it is very handy. So yeah, we'll keep going with this insulation annotation. Sorry, and just draw wherever we need to. I found actually a hatch, a pattern. If you search online, you can find PAT files, and those PAT files can be integrated into the project. And I found some sort of insulation pattern. The problem is that the hatch is 2D, and the hatch has a certain direction, so it would mean that my hatch, so if I have, okay, let's say I have the hatch in this direction. If I have in this direction, when I do another wall, it will still show me in this direction, which is wrong. It needs this hatch to be line based to adjust to the wall, and that doesn't exist yet in Revit. In other softwares you can find that type of thing, and it is line based, which is good, but here you need to put it manually. Okay, so we almost finished with this insulation. I told you that I can go into the wall, so this is a wall, but I'll edit type and go into structure, edit, and this is my custom read wall. Um, so I have the thermal layer, the structure, the wood, and then the read in layer, which is 25 centimeters or something like that. Okay, and I have this wall, and I told you that I can change the texture of the wall to have some sort of insulation. And let's see, insulation. So we have material browser, insulation, rigid insulation. Let's see, in graphics, but or fiberglass. So you have actually some sort of hatch. If you see here in cut pattern, you have diagonal cross hatch. Basically you have these sort of rhomboid shapes, and that will be the annotation for the hatch. So you see there is some sort of tiling. So let's say I make it 10 millimeters for you to see better, and basically this is the hatch, and I can change it like this. So when you want to change the texture within the wall, you have these three dots. When you click on the type of material, three dots, and now you search the material, you reach the material and have these graphics, cut pattern, and you change here the pattern. You have a bunch of patterns, and if you do not like a pattern, you can insert one. So you have edit field pattern, you have let's say I select custom, and now I can browse and find in my downloads, and I can download it, and that would be done by going online, path file Revit, and you download the zip and unzip that file and bring the bring the project basically. So yeah, that's it, and I think I should be able to see my pattern. I'm not sure if you already see it. That depends on settings. So as for now, I can't seem to observe it, but that would be the principle for anything that you want to see in general. Okay, so almost this is it. The only thing I need to check is the annotation system. Okay, so another thing to mention, that when you do the axis, that is one of the most important parts in, at least in Romanian building code. You have firstly 1 2 3, and then you have the letters A B C D, so that would be the numbering. So when you start, the horizontal stuff is numbering, and the vertical stuff is numbering, and the horizontal stuff is is letters. So in my axis stuff, so that would be okay. I see only 3 axes. Maybe I inserted another axis. Let me check. Yeah, I inserted another axis, something like here, because I have some pillars. But let's say I just keep it for the house, just the grid for the house. You select the letter and you say A. Okay, it's already in use, so let me check. Okay, okay, then let's make it visible then, if they really require it. So I'll click unhide in view elements, and now I should be able to see the axis. Okay, now to select this one. Okay, I will align it. Yeah, that will a bit reconfigure my axis, so I think I will delete it actually. For the purpose of this video, I will delete it. In my technical drawing, I also used it because I had some pillars below. So I will rename this A. I rename this one B. And I will rename this one. And now I have the axis set. And and you also have the section lines, but you have view, section, and then you draw the section. But I already explained that in another video. I'll just summarize. So you have the starting point, and either you do like this, and maybe you change the direction, have this arrow, and you can also split the line like this, or you can reunite it, and you can split a segment if you want to do a exact section. And basically that's it. That's what I did. But this was done on another direction, this was done on a separate direction. So basically this is how you do a floor plan annotated for technical documentation. And yeah, let's check the hierarchy. So yeah, I did firstly the white stuff, the roof stuff, then the window stuff. Oh, here in the original project I have the window right in here, whatever. Let's say I move it more to the right. Okay. And then I have the axis, and then I have those wood columns and, let's say, planks that hold the structure. It's a timber frame structure. And yeah, basically that's it. So coming back to the project that we worked on, okay, so the window was something like here. So that would be the project. Thank you for joining in and having the patience to follow through. Hope it was useful for you. So this will help you work for a real technical project. There's also something that I almost forget, that is important to insert text, and that will be for sections and technical sections. You can add different text, but that will be for another tutorial. So thank you for following through, and see you in the next tutorial.